today I have a review for you on these two Daiso products that I picked up in my last Daiso haul probably about 2 months ago. I have the detergent for puffs and sponges and the makeup brush cleanser. I thought I would come back and tell you what I thought about these and let you know my thoughts to see if you should go out and buy them or if you should stick with what you have. So keep watching to see the review. First, I'll talk about the makeup brush cleanser. This one is like really liquidy. It kind of reminded me of the MAC brush cleaner. It had sort of the same consistency, but when I went to use it, I realized on the back of it, it does say to rinse, although I went back and read the MAC brush cleaner on the bottle of it and it says to rinse it as well, but I don't think anybody really ever rinses after the MAC brush cleaner. But this one, I felt like you definitely needed to rinse it because it foamed up a lot and had that soapy sort of texture to it. Overall, I wasn't the biggest fan of this. It had a weird, almost like tea tree or like paper scent to it, which I didn't love. I also didn't like the fact that I had to use so much product to make any of the product come out of my brushes. So I would have to use a considerable more amount of this product more than the MAC brush cleanser or the typical Dr. Bronner soap that I use. I usually have to use so less of those products, and for this one I had to use so much. So although this was only $2, I didn't think it was worth it because overall I think I would go through it faster than either of those two. So I don't think I would repurchase this, but I will use the whole bottle up. I won't let it go to waste. It wasn't like unbearable, but I would definitely probably recommend to even go for like a baby shampoo. If you're on a budget, I still probably wouldn't recommend this even though it's $2 because you can get a big bottle of baby shampoo from Walmart for around the same price. And then the next one I have is the detergent for puffs and sponges. This one is more of a soap texture. It has like that thick, almost like dish soap kind of reminded me of. This one again, I wasn't the biggest fan of. I felt like I still needed to use a lot more product, although considerable less than this one. This one does foam up, but not as foamy as like a baby shampoo or the Dr. Bronner soap, which I love. On the bottle here, it says that it's disinfecting and fragrance free and contains no pigment. I mean, I pretty much would agree with all those statements. I didn't feel like it had a fragrance and it was a clear soap. It didn't have any pigment to it, but when I used it, I did have to use a considerable amount to make any of the color or product come out of my brushes, which I didn't enjoy. And after my brushes dried, I found that they did even still have a little bit color left in them, and that was with using a lot of product in it. So I will say that I don't think it's overall a good value. Even for $2, I would still probably recommend a baby shampoo or even the Dr. Bronner soap rather than this one. These were both $2, and with that said, I still probably would not recommend them. I think that you can go out and get a baby shampoo, just like a regular Walmart brand one, for around the same price, and you get more product and you get a better brush cleaning experience. I had to use so much product of both of these, which I found really annoying, and I felt like I just went through it really fast and it didn't do the greatest job. I was using so much product to make the product come out of my brushes and it just wasn't what I wanted. Most of the time I clean my brushes after one use. I don't reuse the same brush, so it's not like caked on foundation. So I imagine that someone who uses their foundation brush over and over again before they clean it, it would be using a lot of these products to clean that brush, and I don't think it's worth it. The one thing that I liked about both of these products was the fact that the soap cleansed off really nicely. Sometimes when I use my Dr. Bronner soap, which is like my brush cleaning cleanser of choice, it can leave sort of like that stiff texture when it dries, meaning that the entire soap hasn't washed out clearly. So I have to sometimes go back in and re-cleanse the brush, which is kind of annoying, but I feel like it's the best way to cleanse my brushes. Where these ones, I didn't have to do as much work to make the soap come off the brushes. I think that might be just due to the nature of these cleansers. Overall, I needed to use so much product to make the makeup come off the brushes that it washed away quite clearly, so it was easier to remove the soap from the brushes. But I think I prefer the Dr. Bronner soap and putting a little bit more elbow grease in it to make the makeup come off the brushes. If you've tried either of these products, make sure you let me know what you think about them in the comments below, and if you have any other recommendations, some things I should try from Daiso's, definitely let me know as well. Make sure you subscribe because I will be doing lots of reviews coming up, and thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned.